Now they've discovered that there's a lot of vacant land around city housing projects. And there already is a plan in place now to put up luxury housing on kids' playgrounds that are in housing projects. Now, what is the effect of that going to be? They're going to put in really poor housing projects that have a lot of young kids that don't have a lot of future. They're going to put some rich people living right next door to them. The kids are going to act out against the rich people. They already do that sometimes on the Lower East Side, and I wouldn't blame them for doing it. If I was them, I would do it myself. But then what they're going to say is, uh-oh, all of these nice, good citizens are getting robbed by the kids for the projects. We need to move them somewhere else.
Yep.
I mean, if you go along Avenue D in the Lower East Side, that's prime property down there. It's got you build a high-rise condo, you got a nice river view, worth tons of money. It's full of low-income and working-class people who've lived there most of them have lived there all their lives. The kids all grew up there. Sooner or later, they realize they got to get them out of here because of things that Eric talked about, and they just don't want concentrations of working class and poor people in Manhattan anymore. They don't want them in much less they don't want any working class and poor people in Manhattan. So that's what they're going to do now all over the city. You watch. The next plan, yuppie condominiums in housing projects. Then they say the crime rate's up on the nice, good citizens who are contributing to New York society. We got to get rid of all these other people and move them somewhere else and tear down the housing projects and put in more luxury condos. And NYU and Columbia University are part of that. I mean, they have a lot of clout. They have a lot of money. If you get admitted to NYU, they guarantee you a dorm room. So what's going to happen now is they're going to have an expansion. They're going to get more students. That means they have to build more dorms. I talked about this before. Some of you might not have heard. On the Lower East Side was a nursing home for the elderly called Cabrini. And as far back as I can remember, it was known to everyone in the neighborhood as a place when you got old and couldn't take care of yourself anymore, you could possibly go to and stay in the neighborhood. Turns out NYU just bought that building, evicted all the elderly people out of the building. They got sent to nursing homes in New Jersey, I don't know where, all over the place.
And they're using slave
for a dorm.
Non-Americans to do it.
For a dorm, so that they can put more NYU students in. And what happens when they put NYU student dorms in an area, all the small stores get gone because the rents immediately go up. The chains come in. I've seen it happen every time they put a dorm in anywhere in the Lower East Side. Now that block is going to happen too. It's out of control. I don't know how we can stop it. You know, I've been out here camped out for about 2 weeks now, and very few of the students at NYU even care about any of this stuff, and I'm really glad there at least are some. Most of the kids just walk by and try to pretend that I'm not there. I came out here, didn't put up signs. I just wanted to look like some crazy homeless guy camped out in front of the library to see how the students would react to me. Now, there have been some nice students that brought me donations. They gave me food, but that's only just a minute percentage of the ones that, you know, thousands have walked by. And I love the way they do it. They kind of look like, oh. And then they go like, you know, like they don't want to see homelessness. They don't want to think about it. But there are some good hearts here, and I'm glad that I did this because I met some really good people. And I hope we can interchange and connect and continue stuff. I've suggested to the students here that they organize a protest over at the Cabrini home, because that's an issue that got press already, I've been told, and a lot of people would really in the Lower East Side sympathized with that because they had relatives, and they might have thought that they might be able to go there themselves when they got old. I had actually thought about it.
Who owned Cabrini?
NYU owns it now.
No, before that.
I guess
Catholic
it,
Church.
I'm
Catholic
not
Church?
sure. Oh, figures. Another one.
So those
Anybody else
scumbags
like?
gave it away?
We got an NYU student. Come on, let's get one up here. Somebody want to speak from the student group?
Richie, why don't you say something?
Well,
Richie, come on up and say
Come
something.
on,
Come on,
you
we're gonna have Richie.
said.
We're gonna have Richie say something.
Well, let him speak first, and then Richie afterwards.